Hello everyone! I'm here at my couch to welcome you to another video for African Impact Marketplace. Today I want to talk to you about our bread and butter vendors tables. We have a 7-day vendors table event coming up at the end of the month, which is July, the hottest, humidest month of the year, especially here in the Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia area. I just said them all because I think they're close. Right. And I wanted to share with you some tips, some tricks, really just a how-to make a vendor's table. The entire reason why we're creating this business, this online website, is because so many people at our vendor tables were asking, hey, these are amazing products. These are things that I want to rebuy of, our soaps, our body butters, our products. They would say, I want to buy Christmas gifts. I want to buy all these things that don't happen in the month of July. So we decided, let's make an online store and let's find ways to help these micro entrepreneurs that we have encountered in our nonprofit dealings. So we made a vendor's table. We made a website that is going to be launching Labor Day, September 1st, 2025, and we will be doing some great things. So I'm excited about all of that, and I want to share some info with you. So sit down, grab yourself a little bowl of salsa and some tortilla chips and maybe a little cute little drink, and listen in how you can make your vendor's table not only beautiful, but successful. Roll the intro. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do before you even think about getting a table is plan before you pack. Okay, you need to figure out exactly what items you want to take, what items you want to sell, what items you have the ability to bring, and also what you think will sell at the event you are vendor tabling. For example, if you're doing a fall beautiful market where everyone is drinking pumpkin spice lattes and in cozy little sweaters, you might not want to bring your bedazzled flip-flops. Not the vibe. Not the vibe. We'll wait on that for now and just kind of know what we are bringing. Other questions you can ask yourself. What are some items that have sold before if you've done vendor's tables? What are some items that people have said that they're interested in? If you've never done a vendor's table, you can say, what are some items that my friends keep asking me to make? Or they keep asking me to bring around? Or they keep asking me to do? For example, we have sold many bracelets of many different kinds. And in our off seasons, we have our relatives and friends saying, hey, I need another bracelet for Christmas. I need 2 bracelets for my friends. And so we know every time we have a vendor's table, we bring our handmade bracelets. Or we're making sure that our artisans are making bracelets because that is what is in season, what is in vogue. You know those type of things if you ask yourself those type of questions. Also, if your brand has a story, and I hope it does, what items tell the story of your brand? If you're making soaps and candles, make sure that you're bringing the scents that you love and that you can talk and be passionate about. And when you bring those things, keep that story as the foundation. And from there, you can build out from there. You can build collections. You can do a pastel collection. You can do, if you're religious art collections. You can do flowers. You can do bunnies. But whatever it is, it needs to have a story. It can't just be spring clothes. That might work. It can't just be autumn fever. It might work. But if you have a story and are able to articulate to your customer why this product is important to them, it's going to be so much more meaningful to that consumer, to that customer. I am buying not only this person's product, but this person's story. And that's why our business, African Impact Marketplace, is full of stories. We want to showcase more than anything the people, the stories, the legacies that we are building by supporting these micro entrepreneurs and helping them to have a global platform for their art. That is our biggest focus that we are pushing for in our business. That's just us. Let's keep it moving. When people walk up to your table, they should be able to know exactly who you are, and what you're selling like that. 3 seconds. People should look inside and say, this person knows how to bake bread. And the bread is beautiful. It's sourdough. And oh my goodness, they have a picture of puppies on the sourdough bread. You've enticed them. You've brought them in. Now, those are the type of items that you need to plan, that you need to write down and say, this is the story, this is the plan, this is the dream board, this is what we are going to be selling. And it just makes you better as a brand as a whole, in my opinion. Now, to be more practical, there are some things that I would leave behind. I would leave behind very fragile items. Unless you are selling China, and that is your entire shtick, I would leave more fragile items if you don't think that they're going to make it in transit. If you do sell ceramics or pottery or things like that, obviously it would be a good idea for you to learn how to package those things. If you have, for example, we have little figurines that are made of straw. Here's one pictured here. We really consider every year how many of them we should bring, how we should bring them. We have different transportation that we bring, especially in our longer tables. We will try our best to bring them. But if we have just a one-day table, we will not bring them because the chance of them breaking is just too high. It's too high. If you have items that have very long explanations, maybe keep those for the website. I just said that you need to have a story. I know. What I mean is, let's say you're somebody that sells vintage things and you decide to sell your Aunt Boo Boo's butter tray. And it's special to you because every Christmas, Aunt Boo Boo would put a piece of butter on her head. And somebody wants to buy Aunt Boo Boo's butter tray and they say, why is this special? And now you got to tell all your business about Aunt Boo Boo? No. Leave Aunt Boo Boo in the past and put Aunt Boo Boo's story on the website. Save Aunt Boo Boo's legacy for somebody that wants to read it. Just save Aunt Boo Boo. Put down in the comments, save Aunt Boo Boo. Somebody save her, please. Lastly, as we spoke a little bit before, some things I would totally wait on is seasonal items. So for example, it's summertime. A lot of people are selling strawberry items. I love them. I look out for them. I buy them. Okay. Right now would not be the time that I would buy a pumpkin. We're getting there. Spooky season is around the corner, but I personally would not be picking up pumpkins right now. I'm not going to be buying Santas. We'll wait for Santa. Your second step to success is doing a mock table. Before we go to any vendor's tables, we get a table. We set up all of our products, exactly how we're going to set it up. We take a picture and we replicate it on that day. Do not wait until the day of the event. Not only are you going to be stressed, you're going to be worried, things are not going to go the way that you want them to go. You also will have the variability of not knowing what you have. Doing a mock table ensures you have all of the inventory that you need, ensures you have all of the placements and decorations that we'll talk about later, and also that you have all systems and everything ready to go. So when you're ready to pack up your car, you're not looking for your POS system. You're not looking for the left shoe to your bedazzled sandal, whatever. Doing a mock table puts everything that you're going to sell right there in the middle, where you need to put it, where you need to see it, where you need to store it, practice all of those things, have a mock table session. Here's some things you should be looking for when you do a mock table. What is the presentation that people are seeing? Do you have wonky heights all over the table? Do you have cups on one section and plates on another, and maybe even a spoon up hanging off of the rafters? Or is there some type of organization that you and the viewer and the consumer is able to understand easily? Those are things that I definitely look for. One thing you need to do is remove clutter. I am so tempted to put every single item from our shop on the tables at once. It is not a smart decision. Think about it like this. If you were in the mall and you walk inside of a store, and when you get there, you see everything out. You have shirts all rumpled. People have looked through the bargain bin. You have nice dresses, but there's some kids' clothes on top of it too. And why is there a box of cereal on the floor? And wait, is anybody even in this store? You don't want people to feel like that when they come to your vendor's table. You want it to be clear, you want it to be concise, you want everything that you want to be seen. That's why a mock table is so important, for you to put all of your items out, to look at it from your height, and bonus, if you can find someone shorter or taller than you, to just take a look and see how their view is, see if they can see your boxes under the table. I didn't realize that as a tall person, that shorter people can see your toes twinkling underneath the table if you don't have some type of material covering it, or a banner or whatever. All of those things you could figure out and problem solve at that mock table. Lastly, you can practice rotating your items in your inventory. So we bring a cart, we bring bins, we bring all of these organizational things that we cycle the jewelry out. So as soon as someone buys a bracelet, we're able to pull into our inventory and put it out. You need to practice that. You need to practice where the inventory is, what inventory needs to be under the table, what needs to be behind you, what needs to be easily and readily available and accessible. All of those things need to be practiced at the mock table, not the night before. Don't do it, because if you need something else for that table, you do not want to be stuck with less than 24 hours to be sitting at that table. Do it a week before. Order products that you don't have that you want to have on the table. Get your organization together. Get a second opinion. Take a picture. Fix it, take another picture, because you never know, on that day you might realize, you know what, that first configuration I did is a little bit better with where I'm sitting. Take lots of pictures and just figure it out. It's not supposed to be stressful, but it can be pretty, it can be organized, and it can be nice. So do a mock table. Please, pretty please, for me. The third thing to consider is your staging and your design. We have stands that we use for our necklaces, our earrings, our purses. A lot of those things we display with some type of apparatus. We either have something rotating. We added boxes this year, wooden boxes that we have been staging necklaces and dolls and things on. We have kind of like a tiered system that we use for soaps and candles and butters and all of those things. The reason why we use that is to make it easier for the consumer to look at all of your products very fast. We want people to see things that they love, see another thing that they love, see a third thing that they love, and make a large purchase at your table. So having those staging materials are very, very important. Also, having your marketing, your signage, your logo, your website, your QR code readily available for the people is always going to be a win-win. So whether you need to get a banner, a flag, you can do whatever you want to do. Do not waste this marketing opportunity. You don't know who is going to scan that QR code and walk away and be probably your best customer after they've had time to look through your website, and who's just passing by just to see an item or two. It's not expensive. We buy our banners off of Canva. I will link some prices below for some normal sized items so you can see how much you can afford and what's in your budget. Or you can do other companies. None of this is sponsored, but I do know Vistaprint or Office Max. You should be able to get something under $100 that you can use every single time. It will pay for itself 1,000-fold. Also, when it comes to signage, make sure that your prices and names of products are very clear. We have little clip-on boards with chalk markers that we can use to write prices or descriptions, so people clearly know what they're buying, what variants you have for those products. So like, for example, we have soaps that are scented, unscented, some with oil, some without. People know exactly what they're buying and they can make a conscious choice. It is our job as people that procure things to sell to make sure that the signage and warnings and everything else is very clear for them. That saves us and that saves them. Lastly, as a little bonus tip, you can add a little decorations that help tell your business's story. So if you sell religious products, have a couple Bible verses strewn about, have some biblical imagery, have a dove here and there, something that ties the story together. If you're selling food, you can have maybe like a mixing bowl, a spoon. You can display some of those items you would use in your kitchen, measuring spoons, something just to tie the story together, entice them to see, what's on this table? What's going on at this vendor's table rather than the other, 100 you could have at whatever event you are tabling at. So just add a little spice when you can. Our fourth thing to remember is payments and packaging. Packaging is your best marketing tool. You want to know why? What besides the product are the people taking home with them? The bag. What can go inside of the bag? You can put your business card, you can put informational cards, you can put QR codes, you really can put stickers and logos and whatever you want inside of that bag. Do not feel bad about doing that, because every time you go to a big box store and you pay for something, that receipt has 1,000 ads on it. You're getting a text message if you put your number in. You're getting an email if you put your number in. They use marketing freely. Absolutely freely. And you can do the same for your vendor's table and your small business. We have a card that we're putting in our bags that talk about our grand opening of the website. And we make sure that every single bag has one of those so that we can drive traffic to our website. Put that website in that bag. So when they get home and they take out your beautifully crocheted whale, they will also have a website to order more, because they're going to want more. Believe in your product, they're going to want more. For payments, you need to decide very early on, are you going to take cash and are you going to take card? Those two options decide a lot for the payment size of things. If you're going to take cash, you need a money box. Get a money box. Go to the ATM, get $100 to $150 of change. You will need it. Period. You're going to need it. As soon as someone hands you a $100 bill, you are down the drain. Roll the clip from the last time.
I got $80 in change. My change is gone.
Right. I played myself. Get at least $100 of ones and fives and tens and 20s if you can. Get a little bit more if it's going to be a longer day, if it's going to be a 7-day table, a weekend table, a 3-day table, whatever. Make sure that you have change if you're going to accept cash. I would consider your tabling demographic when making those decisions, because we often do tables where there are seasoned people, and those seasoned people tend to have cash. Remember your audience, remember where you're going to go table, and from there you can make the wisest decisions. If you're going to take card, which I 100% recommend that you do, figure out which service works best for what you are doing. We started off using Square. We had a little square block that people could tap their cards in. We also used our phones. It worked pretty well. But now that we're using Shopify, Shopify has given us free hardware for us to use at our vendors' tables that we just synced up to a little iPad, and now we have a full POS system. So consider that, consider the cost, consider the percentage of whatever POS system that you choose, consider the percentage that's being taken out. So check your terms. I'm not going to give any recommendations on exact numbers because I don't know, but at least make it the lowest you can find. If you use Venmo or Cash App or Zelle, print out your QR codes early. Print out the name of your account, put it in a cute little picture frame. You can get one of those like kind of plastic little thingies you put papers in. Here's a picture. That thing. Just remember, if you're doing payments that way, make sure people confirm payment with you before you hand them that product. They need to double check. You need to double check that everything is all right before they walk away from the table. When they walk away, you are no longer attached in that moment of buying and selling, and now you have to go find the person and your money. So just do some double checks. We trust people, but we just check. Lastly, and in my personal opinion, the most important thing of all is to have fun. Is to bring peace, bring joy at your vendor's table. Be excited if people come. Be content if people don't come. Just bring a good attitude. The last thing people want to do is walk into your vendor space and sense that you are angry, sense that you are annoyed, sense that you don't really want to be there, sense that, oh, I've not been having a good day, so you're not going to buy anything anyway, so I'm not really going to engage with you. That attitude will make your table fail. Enjoy the process. You have an opportunity to sell things that you love. Enjoy it. Live in the moment. When people walk up, greet them. Say hello. Share your story. Say why you sell hats with bananas on them. I'll listen, and maybe I'll even buy if you're in a good attitude. Don't look down on people that walk into your table and think, I don't know if these people can afford things. Take those things out of your mind. You never know people's situation, and you never know how your product will touch somebody. And just enjoy it. Just be easy. Just relax. People will notice. People will be excited to be around you. People will be excited to come and see your products if you are just a calming space with and wherever you are in the world. That's a life lesson and a vendor's lesson. I hope these tips encourage you to do your own vendor's table, to start your own business, or just to take a leap out into a new and exciting venture. If you'd like me to put a checklist of all of the things that I bring specifically, let me know. I'll drop it in the comments. If you're prepping for a big day, or it's the night before, or you're just watching this to get some tips to refresh, you got this. Go out there, sell those products, have a smile on your face. It doesn't matter if 0 people come to the table. Enjoy it, because this is the life, doing what you love. May your table be filled with peace, be filled with joy, and let people sell it out so you have nothing to pack up and to take home. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, write me an email, send a carrier pigeon. You can even do a smoke signal. I'm looking out the window. I'll see you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.